I'm an old gay man with bad teeth. I'm an old gay man. I'm an old gay trans man with bad teeth. And I'm not here to rate knives or tell you the newest, fastest, quickest. There are people on the internet who do that so well, and I'll leave it to them. I am going to queerly share my queer love of knives with you. Man, this week has had me bugging. There was the transgender shooter in Tennessee, and this really messed me up because, of course, the radicals were suddenly blaming transgender people for the epidemic of school shooting in this country. And then, what's his name got indicted. Very mixed messages from this week. So it was with gratitude and relief that I turned to one of my favorite coping mechanisms, and that's buying knives. So for me, I usually have about 3 or 4 knives going at a time. That means there's one in my pocket and usually like 2 or 3 hanging out on my night table where I can reach for them and fidget with them, admire their lines, have my breath taken away by the sheer geometry of it all. So one knife is getting the ride in the pocket, and the others are just kind of like its posse, just kind of hanging around and following. So the last few knives I've gotten are, of course, I've dropped them all, the Tao Compact. When I'm buying blades, I'm also looking for interesting steels that I don't have. When I first got the Tao Compact, I marveled at how well it was made, how purely utilitarian it is. It's a worker's knife. It's not particularly fun or fancy, although the titanium does have this nice orange peel finish. It's very, it makes it a little, a little grippy. But it front and back flips really well. So, I don't front flip really well, but this blade is teaching me. It's just been such a terrific and educational experience. I really thought this might be my all-time favorite knife. Another knife I bought is the amazing Civivi Sikoke. This was a surprise. I have, avoided spending too much time on Civivi's pages because, they do a thing and they do it really well, but rarely do their knives speak to me. Rarely is a knife tugging at my sleeve and saying, "Sam, buy me." But the Sikoke did. I was even entranced by their sick poop micarta flavor of scale. It looked cool to me, but too many of the reviews were like, "Don't buy the sick poop micarta, it feels like shit in your hands." So I bought the hideous, washed out old lady couch red micarta one. Super, super hideous. But the handle and the blade were so shapely and appealing. And you know what? It's a bomb-ass knife. It front flips like a dream, and the thumb studs are perfection. I did color mine in with a Sharpie, but oh well. You take my point, as it were. Also, I'm not a Ray Laconico fan, and this is a Laconico knife. His designs are like his moniker, laconic. They're kind of laid back and simple, and to me they all look the same. But fuck it, the Sikoke is amazing. I had a little windfall, so I thought, I'm gonna buy another Tuya. Those knives are amazing. Every knife I have from them is fantastic. So let's see. And there it was, the Kaladin. It took me a long time to remember that name, Kaladin. I finally, like, what the hell is a Kaladin? I finally looked it up, and it's a fictional planet created by Frank Herbert, the author of the seminal science fiction books, Dune. That series blew my mind, but that's another podcast. The Kaladin is not a cheap knife, but it also doesn't look or feel like a cheap knife. For me, it's a big boy. It's 8.5 inches of beautiful hand-rubbed carbon fiber with a titanium bolster and S90V steel. Now, this knife isn't going to win any contests for looks or innovation. It looks like a lot of knives we've seen already. But, oh, the fit and finish on this baby, the buttery smooth action, the ideal detent and perfect snap. It is the most graceful knife I own. So graceful that, unlike, say, the concept Kratos here, or even this Tuya Chicane, I don't even notice its size. It fits perfectly. I did take the clip off. Just a lot of them, I usually drop my knife in my pocket. I don't usually clip it to the edge. I'm not anti-clip. It's just that a lot of them I feel too much, or I just don't like the looks. There is only one way to open it, but it's such a big, sexy lug of a blade. It's enough for me. It's like when you meet that really hot person and they only have sex one way, but that sex is so awesome, you're like, great, fine. Another knife I got around this time was the Urban EDC F5.5. It's a nice knife. I like the look of the natural G10, but it often feels really hard, that natural G10, the jade. Its edges, of course, are nice and chamfered, and it's got a great blade. But these other knives have just passed it on their way here. It's a Jesper Voxnaes M390 blade, all things to recommend it, but it just doesn't sing to me the way the Tao Compact, the Sikoke, or the Kaladin do. Who knows why some knives get you and some knives don't? I've been unmoved by some real stunners and smitten with some real cheapies. So it's not necessarily the price, although fit and finish are certainly up there. It's that feeling that even if they ran 1,000 of them, even if they ran 10,000 of them, the way it fits in your hand, the way your hand intuitively knows how to interact with it, knows its language, its lexicon, it feels like it was made just for you. While I've been left by lovers and said goodbye to some good friends, a good knife is forever. In a world where I, at least, feel like I'm being whiplashed around by one of those demented fairground rides that slam you side to side into your friend or into the wall, a knife offers stability, comfort, and they're just so fucking cool.